This is Rohit from careersprints.com and welcome to the Career Sprints YouTube channel. So the PMBOK 7th edition has just been released a few weeks ago and a lot of new sections and concepts have been introduced in this new edition. Although PMI has not officially declared the 7th edition to be the official reference book for the PMP exam, it's still critical to recognize that sometime in the coming months, the PMP exam would possibly reflect the changes of the 7th edition too. Also, knowing the content of the 7th edition would help you develop a project management principle-based mindset that will eventually help you tackle the PMP exam questions better. Alright, so the PMBOK 7th edition primarily has two sections. The first section is the standards for project management, and the next section is the PMBOK guide itself. What I primarily want to talk about in this video is the concept of value and value delivery, which is covered in chapter 2 from the standards for project management. But first, before we get there, let's talk about some definitions. The first definition that I want to talk about is the definition of value. So let's look at how PMI has defined value. So PMI says that value is the worth, the importance, or the usefulness of something. Customers can define value as the ability to use a specific feature or a function of a product. Organizations can focus on business value as determined with financial metrics such as the benefit less the cost of achieving those benefits. So value basically is anything which would be valuable to a customer or to a company. For example, let's say if you've invested some money in the stock market, value for you would be an appreciation in the value of the stock price. Or for instance, for a company, value would be like if they've invested millions of dollars in a project, value for them would be the returns that they get after the project's product has been released in the market and customers have started using the product and have started paying for the product. Or, value could also be something very small. For example, a benefit that you derive from using a specific feature in like an online product or any other product that you use in the world, right? So basically value is the usefulness of something, the constraint that gets removed from your life, and so on and so forth. Now let's talk about the system for value delivery, which is also one of the chapters that I'm going to talk about in this video. So PMI defines a system for value delivery as a collection of strategic business activities aimed at building, sustaining, or advancing an organization. And it goes on to say that portfolios, programs, projects, products, and operations can all be a part of an organization's system for value delivery. So basically what they're trying to say here is that to deliver value to the end user or to the customer, you need to have a system in place. That system could be a collection of tasks and activities that you would normally carry out. For example, in product development, you can have tasks such as designing the product. You can have tasks such as development of the product. You can have tasks such as testing the product and releasing the product and even marketing the product. So all of these tasks taken together, they are all part of a broader system, right? Or they all come together to form a system which eventually delivers value to someone, like to a customer or to a group of users. And in turn, the business derives value from a financial standpoint when customers start using that particular product. So having said this, let's now actually move on to chapter 2 from the standards of project management. So in this particular chapter, they basically have 5 sections, and they're basically trying to just elaborate or explain a little more in depth about the system for value delivery. So they have 5 sections here, and in this video we're just going to focus on one section, which is creation of value. So now let's talk about creation of value, right? So when we talk about creation of value, value creation generally happens through projects, right? It can also happen through operations on a day-to-day basis. But when you talk about creating major products or, bringing about significant change in the organization, all of that happens through a project, right? So like it says, projects exist within a larger system, such as a governmental agency, organization, or contractual arrangement. For the sake of brevity, the standard uses the term organization when referring to government agencies, enterprises, contractual arrangements, joint ventures, and other arrangements. So basically what they're trying to say here is that a project is basically a part of a bigger system. So it could be a part of a government institution, it could be a part of a private company, it could also be a part of a contractual arrangement between two companies or more than two companies, right? And basically, what they're just going on to say is that organizations create value for stakeholders. So like, for instance, when I'm creating this YouTube video, I'm trying to create value for you. You join a gym, the gym membership that you buy and the personal trainer that you have in the gym is creating value for you when you're seeking that person's services, for instance. Right? So let's look at the ways organizations produce value for customers. So these are just different perspectives with how an organization can produce value for an end user or for a customer. So first off, it says creating a new product, service, or result that meets the needs of the customers or the end users. So organizations create value for customers when they create a new product or create a new service, something that may not exist in the market. They come up with something new, they are creating value for customers. So startups or entrepreneurs who are creating an innovative product, those are examples of creating a new product. Next is, it says create positive social or environmental contributions. So these could be things to do with climate change, or these could be things to do with reducing poverty across society, or these could be doing things which would improve the general health of a certain population or a set of people in the world. So, that's also value that is being created generally in the world, right? Next, it goes on to say improving efficiency, productivity, effectiveness, or responsiveness. So, this could be, for example, process improvements. So when you do a process improvement, you're increasing efficiency or effectiveness or responsiveness of something, right? Next, enabling change needed to facilitate organizational transitions to a desired future state. So this could be, for example, bringing about cultural change within the organization. So when you are, let's say your organization has been working, in an offline model for a very, very long time. So you've been more of a brick and mortar business. You've not had a digital strategy, but with the COVID-19 pandemic, everyone has had to move from an offline brick and mortar system to a more digitally transformed or an online company. So when you undertake a project to move your physical business into the online world, that's an example of changing the state to a desired future state, because to be able to survive, you need to keep evolving as an organization as well. And then it says sustaining benefits enabled by previous programs, projects, or business operations. So you've undertaken a project, the project has delivered a product, and in order to maintain that product and to continuously keep delivering value to customers, you need to carry out certain operational tasks so that the project's product can sustain itself and value can be delivered to end users or customers. All right, so thanks for watching the video so far. In tomorrow's video, we'll talk about the value delivery components and the information flow between these components. And before you go, if you've liked this video, you know the drill. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. This motivates us to keep producing great content around the PMP certification. We wish you all the best.